This is the podcast that rocked for June 16th, 2023, and we're going to jump right into a bit of a dark topic. The Rammstein allegations have been going on for a few weeks now, and they are continuing, and I'm going to try to give a quick update on everything that's going on. It's Till Lindemann of Rammstein specifically that has had some serious allegations against him over drinks being drugged at after parties and many other things, including sexual assaults. Yeah, not the best topic to really start a nice weekly podcast on, but this is how serious it's been going. On June 3rd, the band openly denied everything involving Till Lindemann, saying, "We condemn any kind of transgressions and ask you, do not engage in public prejudice of any kind against those who have made allegations. You have a right to your point of view, but we, the band, also have a right, namely, not to be prejudiced either." So they made a statement saying, listen, don't engage with any of this. We're dealing with it. We're trying to look into it. We condemn any of these transgressions, but also don't go after people making these accusations. That's a fair statement. That's a very well-worded statement, possibly by a manager or lawyer, but still, well said. And that's not even getting to the point of who's to blame on this whole mess. It was this past week that Christoph Schneider, the drummer for Rammstein, made a big long post with the help of the band saying, "Dear people, I would like to share my personal emotions and thoughts with you. The accusations of the last few weeks have deeply shaken us as a band and me as a person. You fans certainly too. I feel as if in shock by the things that have been shared on social media and in the press and in print about our singer. This is an ebb and flow of emotions for us band members and crew. No, I don't think anything criminally relevant happened. No, I don't think anything illegal was going on. I've never seen anything like it nor heard anything like it from any of our crew of 100 people. All I heard from Till's parties were adults celebrating together, and yet things seem to have happened that, although legally okay, I personally don't think are okay. Certain structures have grown that went beyond the limits and values of the other band members. It is also important to us that Till's parties are not confused with our official after-show parties. Till has distanced himself from us in recent years and created his own bubble." Now, I want to point out that right around 2019, where Rammstein made their return, and even during pandemic and coming out of that, when they made the big stadium tour, Till's been also doing his solo stuff. And I think that's what it also relates to, the bubble that Till has created with himself. I think it's referring to that, because Till's going to have his own shows, his own life, his own after parties when he's not touring with the band. Here's the thing, though. If Christoph is making this statement and trying to make sure it's clear that he had nothing to do with Till, that makes a big, big mess. The long statement from Christoph is pretty lengthy, but it's also very clear. One more quote from it. "This is our standard, so I'm sorry to hear that some didn't feel that way. We have the greatest fans in the world, and they all deserve to be treated with respect. I'm sorry for anyone who hasn't treated kindly or felt unsafe backstage with us. And all together, 6 of us, we stand together. Your Christoph Schneider." That being said, it was also this past week that Universal, the band's label, has halted Rammstein marketing and promotion amid Till Lindemann's investigation. Till was also planning on doing some solo touring in the States later this year, so this is not only a big mess, this is going to be costly for everyone involved, as no promotion and the investigation's going on. And to everyone listening, everyone's going to have an opinion if you already know what the accusations are. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of it because they are pretty specific and in-depth of what's going on with time frames and everything. Keep in mind, though, we are going to find out more. German investigation is going on. The police are investigating everything with tours, with Till Lindemann, you name it. So we're going to find out more information one way or another. On June 14th, Universal Music issued the statement, "The accusations against Till Lindemann have shocked us, and we have the greatest respect for the women who have spoken out so courageously in public in this case. Preliminary proceedings have been initiated against Till Lindemann on allegations relating to sexual offense and the distribution of narcotics on the basis of several criminal complaints filed by third parties." It's not gonna get smoothed away anytime soon, but I'm just letting you know now, with Rammstein being upfront about all this, they are doing the right thing, at least making sure everything's out in the open that they can put out there, letting them know that there's an investigation going on, trying to make statements saying don't go after people. I'm of the mindset of let the actual investigation determine everything before I start pointing fingers or giving assumptions. But man, oh man, it's a wild ride, and Rammstein has a much more wild year coming with 2023. In lighter news, continuing on some of the other information that was been said about Backtracks and live shows, Wolfgang Van Halen, multi-instrumentalist and virtuoso son of Eddie Van Halen, who has his own album coming out this summer, is very anti-Backtrack, especially when it's music that could be played live. In a quote for an interview this past week, he said that half the people live, it's tracks nowadays, which is such a huge bummer, man. I'm very cleanly putting this. There's a lot of profanity in this casual interview. Look, I think everyone else draws their own line with what tracks are acceptable or not. But it's like if you're pumping in the main guitar riff and the lead vocal and actual drums, like pre-recorded drums, that's a problem. You should be able to play your stuff. I can understand if you don't have a keyboard player, so you need the pad. That's fine. You can't carry around a 60-piece orchestra, so you've got the strings. That's fine. But lead vocal, main guitar, main bass, and the drums. You should be playing that. He had a laugh about it, and he's lighthearted about it, but again, this is coming from a good source who is a multi-instrumentalist and actually plays everything on stage, and he can back it up too. He's not just trying to jump on the bandwagon of for or against Backtracks. This is coming from someone who grew up in the industry, has seen everything live, and is able to deliver live as well. Again, Wolfgang Van Halen's latest album is coming out this summer. He's going on tour with Alter Bridge and Seven Dust, so you can check his non-Backtrack show live if you like. In some positive news, and this is not meant to get political, but President Biden has announced a pledge to do away with hidden concert ticket fees, aka Ticketmaster can no longer charge service fees, gratuity fees, hidden fees, and everything else. The announcement was made mainly for Ticketmaster and some other secondary markets like SeatGeek and the resale values that announced that hidden fees can no longer be done. If you're going to charge something, everything has to be upfront and clear when you buy them. The whole process is for President Biden that has been working to lower costs for hardworking families by bringing down inflation, capping insulin prices for seniors, and eliminating hidden junk fees. These hidden junk fees are directly related to concert and live tickets for different events. Two of the examples being Taylor Swift's exorbitant extra prices on their tickets, and The Cure, who also had their tour tickets being exploded by Ticketmaster on day of sale. The Cure's Robert Smith made a public example of this, calling everything out as it happened, and he tried his best and worked with Ticketmaster to give a small refund. Well, looks like the government's getting involved in this. For everyone that complained about it, and let's be honest, that's everyone that's bought a concert ticket from Ticketmaster, it looks like someone's trying to step in and do something. I'll take it. In rock news, and yes, this counts, Dolly Parton's big, massive collaboration album is coming soon, and a song was just released with Dolly Parton and Judas Priest Rob Halford called Bygones. There have been many different wild and crazy collaborations being announced for this, but the new song Bygones with Robert Halford is definitely something to check out. You already know I'm a Judas Priest fan, so I'm a bit biased, but at the same time, I want people to hear what Dolly Parton is trying. She keeps saying that she wants to earn her spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which she's already been inducted to, but it's pretty cool to see that she's putting this much effort into so many different songs, and I'm hopeful that this new album will be a lot of fun, especially with so many different artists involved. You can check that out on New Music Night this Sunday, and it'll be on the post for rock.net for this podcast. In new music news, Queens of the Stone Age latest album, In Times New Roman, was released today, June 16th. And on the Rocks channel, you can check out the follow-up video, Top 10 Best 2000s Rock Bands, coming soon. By the time this podcast is aired, it should be only a day or two before it's made public on YouTube. I can't stress enough that Google Bard is hilarious. It's my favorite AI because it's so incompetent. I can't believe, with all the massive fortune that Google has and the ability and man hours invested into this, that the AI is still this ridiculous. If you haven't seen the video yet, all I can say is, if you like the top 10 worst, you're gonna see a big surprise in the top 10 best. And to wrap things up, we're going to go for the Billboard Top 3 Mainstream Rock Songs of the Week. Each week we cover what's blessing or plaguing the radio waves for FM, XM, satellite, and online. And this week it's the same as the last couple weeks. Jelly Roll, Need a Favor, 72 Seasons from Metallica, Rescued from Foo Fighters. In the same order too. Number 1, Foo Fighters, Rescued. It's just the same thing. Radio doesn't change. They're never gonna change. That'll do it for the podcast that rocked this week. Big thanks to Brandon Bruce, Chris Doman, and Dom Noble on Patreon for their support. You can check out Dom Noble on YouTube, covering all your wild literary and film and adaptation coverage. Tons of great content on that channel. If you're a professional wrestling fan, you can check out Wrestling Soup, covering the wild events inside the ring and the wilder events backstage. Some great discussion over on Wrestling Soup on YouTube. And finally, if you're interested in human idiot news, all the stupid stories you see on the news, think Florida Man, check out Radio Dead Air on YouTube, where Nash covers the dumbest stories of the week and makes you realize that humans really should not have evolved this far. Thank you for listening. My name's Luke, host of the YouTube channel Rocked, and for the love of God, please get some new songs on Billboard's mainstream chart, please.